Hello and welcome to Time Out, your live daily huddle with Tristan White. Today is Monday, the 20th of July. This is a daily huddle for leaders of teams who are working hard to grow themselves, grow their teams, or people who are working from home who want somewhere to check in, to mix, to associate, to network with other people that are working from home, got important work to do, and or to keep accountable on the important stuff that they're trying to get done. If you're here with me, please give me a thumbs up, hit the like button if you're watching on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, YouTube or Twitter, wherever you are, please jump in the comments, say hello, let me know where you're tuning in from. I'd love to know where you are and who's here with me. Marge is here. G'day Marge, nice to have you with us again like usual. Nice to have you here. My name's Tristan White. I'm the founder and CEO of the Physio Co, a healthcare company that exists to help seniors stay mobile, safe and happy. I'm also your host here at Time Out. And Time Out is a safe space for people who would like to connect, to learn a bit more about the culture is everything system, about this idea of having a short, sharp daily meeting to align teams. And it's also for people who are doing their very best to learn to become the best leader they can be. Ives, you are here. It is really nice to have you with me, Ives. Let me put that down. And I just realised that I'm missing something, so let me get this sorted out. There we go. The banner is back. But Ives, nice to have you with us. The banner is back. Nice to have you here. And let me say hello to Carmel as well. G'day, Carmel. Really nice to have you with us again. You're joining us from sunny Perth. Excellent. Guys, welcome to Time Out. Thanks for being here with me. Like every day, we're going to go through three things, and that is what's going on, important priorities, making sure we know what the important priorities that are happening in. I'm going to share mine. I'd love it if you would share yours as well, so you know what the important things that you're working on as well. That's the first thing. The second thing is where are you stuck? Really important to identify things that are slowing us down, getting in the way, stopping us making the momentum we'd like to make. And last thing, as always, a good news story told through the lens of a core value. Core values are a bit like rules, more like guiding principles. The important thing is to catch people doing something right and acknowledge it and ask questions about it. And to really acknowledge it, tell the story if you can, praise people. I love to praise people in public and if need be, challenge or redirect in private. Really important concept. Kira's here as well. Nice to have you with us, Kira. Lovely to have you with us from Canberra. And Carmel says, life is good. Already been to the park to do some training this morning. I love it. I love it, Carmel. Thanks for sharing. Glad you're full of energy for a Monday morning where you are in Perth. Alrighty.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, I've got Siri talking to me from my watch. Sorry about that. My question, like usual at this time in the warm-up of our Time Out Daily Huddle, is how'd you go last on Friday? How many of your priorities did you get done? Ives, how'd you finish off the week? Did you get them all done on Friday? How'd you go? Kira, how'd you go? Would love to know how many of your priorities that you shared with us on Friday. How many of them you got done? Let me check my notes and I'll try and make sure I can tell you that on Friday I got 1, 2, 3. I got them all done. I had 5 to get done and I got all 5 of them done. So that was a pretty pleasing sort of way to finish the week for me. Alrighty, jump in the comments if you would. If you're here live, please share what's on your mind, ask a question, do it, whatever. I'm here to help and serve and participate as much as you can. If you're on the replay, please do the same. I promise to circle back, ask questions, support you, encourage, keep you to account, whatever is the best thing that I can do to help you to make progress on your priorities and to move through anything that's slowing you down or any question you've got, I promise to do it. Kira says 3 out of 3 last on Friday. Just excellent. Ives 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 is progress. Keep it up, Ives. Hopefully get even further today. Alrighty, let's do it. I'm going to start this clock in the top corner of our screen and get going. 12 minutes and counting. Welcome to Time Out for Monday, the 20th of July. Let's start with what's going on. I'm going to share my top priorities firstly from my job at the Physio Co. As I do that, please feel free, type your comments, your priorities into the comments. I'd love to see them. I'd love to share them. I'd love to encourage you and keep you to account as much as I can. But my priorities for the Physio Co today is firstly, I'm making this a bit of a rhythm. It's something you guys that have been here at Time Out for a while will know this is relatively new. But on Mondays, I'm making sure I call at least 2 clients of the Physio Co, either older people who we're visiting, our physios are visiting to help them stay mobile, safe and happy, or their families or the people that are helping to support them, and they may be the bill payers as well. So 2 calls. I already had a great chat with a fellow called Richard today, who was the brother of one of our elderly clients, and I'm waiting on a call back from another client. So fingers crossed I can get those 2 calls knocked off. And secondly, we're working through the initial stages of a brand refresh at the Physio Co. Things have changed a fair bit in our business over the last few years, and with a recent change in the last month or so. And so we're going to revisit what our brand stands for, what it looks like, what it sounds like, the way it interacts. And that's a project that I'm working on. I'm leading it for the time being. And so I'm doing some reading to learn a bit more about that concept of what is a brand, how we can best understand it, discover it, bring it to life, and then leverage it and use it to make sure that we're communicating well and clearly the best way we possibly can. So they are my priorities, but now I can see a few comments. Let me get these out here. Jim's here. G'day, Jim. Nice to have you with us on a Monday. Give you a wave, mate. Nice to have you here. Kira shared her priorities. Let's get those up on the screen. Kira says, schedule social media for the week about our why. Excellent. Approve morning habits planner for the local magazine, and continue team induction schedule, part 2 for a newbie. Nice. KW is here. G'day, Kim. Nice to have you with us at Time Out. Make a dentist appointment, send out cultures editing book orders, and sign off tax return docs. Excellent. Thank you. Good luck with those. Hope you get them all knocked off. Jim. G'day, Jim. Really nice to have you here. Let's check out your priorities. Working on Google Sites training. Job offers to applicants. That's exciting. Adding team members. Nice, Jim. And interview an applicant for sounds like a potential new team member. Sounds like things are happening in you and your team, Jim. Good luck with those. Let us know how you go. Please come back tomorrow. Let us know how you went. I'd love to hear the progress there. All right, Carmel has shared hers. Let's check those out. Personal 1, following up daughter's high school for next year. Already got a response. 2, keep listening to my Leading with Gratitude audiobook. Hey, that's interesting, Carmel. That's a really great concept, gratitude, and I know that's something that's important to you, and you're working through how to really have that present in your life and in your business. So good stuff, learning on that one. And 3, get into our metrics to set up a weekly scoreboard to make sure we are concentrating on the right things. Carmel, they have such great priorities. Personal 1, learning, and also metrics. Carmel, while I'm at it, a long-term mentor of mine, Vern Harnish, says the important thing is to keep the main thing, because we can have our main thing, but we get distracted. And so having a scoreboard to really keep you concentrating, really great idea. So good stuff. Good luck with that, Carmel. I'd love to know what it looks like when you're or how you decide to manage it. Alrighty. Hey, Jeffrey's here. G'day, Jeffrey. Really nice to have you with us. Jeffrey's here, watching to get a feel for the rhythm. Awesome. Nice to have you here, Jeffrey. Feel free, come once, come every day, contribute as much as or as little as you'd like to. Great to have you here. Alrighty, they are some priorities. I better get moving. 7.5 minutes left. I need to share next my priorities for the work I'm doing in the Cultures Everything crew, and that is serving people like you guys who are emerging leaders, people who are learning the skills, building the confidence, and looking for support and accountability to become the best leaders they can be. So my 2 priorities for today for the Cultures Everything crew are both related to the Think Big, Act Small podcast. I've got a few back and forth emails and messages happening in various places with some future guests. I'm going to make sure I lock in at least 2 more interviews with leaders who we can learn from, who are either in the trenches going through these transitions to go from a technician to a team leader, and hopefully to a leader with more time and space on their hands. And secondly, that's one category of leaders we can learn from. The other category are people who have gone through those transitions. They're further down the road, so to speak, in their leadership career, and we can look back and learn from those early transitions from them. So get 2 of those more guests locked in is the first priority. And secondly is that one of the ones I've already got interviewed in the can, as they say, is an interview with a leader, a business owner called John Hollenberg. John Hollenberg is one of us. He's an emerging leader that's working through the trenches of building a team at 5x5 web design. And I need to re-listen to that podcast and do the intro, so it's ready to go for later this week. Alrighty, they are my two. And the last one, personal priority. It's a small one, but it's an important one. I need to get a haircut. And I normally get a haircut in Melbourne. I'm normally there most weeks, or at least every couple of weeks. I normally go and see Tom at Beef's Barbers in either Richmond or Abbotsford. But I am not in Melbourne. I haven't been in Melbourne for months. It doesn't look like I'll be going to Melbourne anytime soon. So to decide what I'm going to do with my hair. You might even see me wearing a headband to try and manage my hair at some point. Or maybe I need to just go the buzz cut like many other people in lockdown, so to speak. But that's my personal priority, is to decide what I'm going to do to tidy up and get a haircut. So that's my personal priority. Alrighty, Carmel says, so easy to get distracted. Oh yes, Carmel. Oh yes, it sure is, and that's part of the reason why we have time out, is to set our priorities and to stay connected. Hey, Ives has shared his priorities. Thank you, Ives. Pre-planning week, follow up lost clients, and prepare for team meeting. Ives, cool. Good priorities. Ones that seem manageable, that seems like you're about to knock them out, and move on with the important job, because you are seeing clients and you've got a whole lot of other stuff as well, Ives. So good stuff. Ives, thank you for sharing. Carmel says, sounds like my Mondays. Jim, I like this. Thank you for the humour. Envious of your hair challenge. I think your hair situation is simpler than mine. Jim, you might have left. Carmel says, get Katie or the kids onto it. Kim is responding as me by the looks of things, but I have offered, says KW. Alrighty, we should move on from the silliness of what the hell I'm going to do with get a haircut or wear a headband or something. So anyway, that's the first part of time out, is what's going on. Second part is where are you stuck? A chance to slow down, take a deep breath, consider what are the things that are slowing us down, what are the things that are the roadblocks, the challenges, stopping us from getting momentum on what we're trying to achieve. And there can be tiny little things like we've run out of something in the office, in the team. And I'll tell you a challenge that I think we're okay with it for the time being at the Physio Co. But last Monday, I think it was, when we got a very clear directive from the federal government and then reinforced by our state government here in Victoria, that everyone who works in aged care facilities must be wearing masks. And there must be the right type of mask to make sure we minimise the spread of COVID-19. Really important concept. We've been applying and living all the important parts of personal hygiene, hand hygiene, all that sort of stuff. But it went to a new level last week, and therefore that's why that was a where are you stuck item. We've moved through it now. For many people in Melbourne who have now been told we have to be wearing masks if we're leaving our houses for any of the 4 reasons for stage 3 lockdown, you must be wearing a mask. That is potentially a where are you stuck item for people in their homes and or going to work. So that is the where are you stuck concept. Alrighty, let's see. There's some comments here. Phil's still on my. Nice to have you here, Phil, and thanks for jumping in on the hair challenge. Jim says, challenge for today is having to focus on something that was not on my priority list. Yeah, Jim, that's an important one. I'm really pleased you mentioned that, and it's a pain. It's a pain, Jim. It's a pain in the bum, but it's also really important. We'll have the best laid plans of what we're going to do and how we're going to spend our time, and all of a sudden a challenge comes from the side, and it can take up a lot of our time and energy and be distracting. The beauty, Jim, and hopefully this is for everyone, is that if we have our priorities and we have them in priority order, what that means is that if we only get one of them done, it just happens to be the most important thing. And if 2 of them have to carry over till tomorrow, then at least the most important thing did get done. So, Jim, I hear you. I don't have a solution for you except deal with it as best, as quickly as you possibly can, so you can return to your priorities, because that's the whole concept of staying focused on your priorities. But just know that if you've got your priorities in priority order, then you can do your very best. Even if you get 1 of 3 done, it is the most important one. So that's the best suggestion I've got for you there, Jim. So that is the where are you stuck part of our Time Out Live Daily Huddle. All right, last bit and 1 minute to spare. A good news story. Good news story is always a story we tell using core values as a guiding concept. Core values are a bit like rules, more like guiding principles that we use in our teams. Now, I'm going to be quick. Only a minute to stay to get this done. The person I want to nominate is someone I've never met in all my time, but it's someone I've been receiving emails from for a fair while. It's a fellow called Bruce Robinson. And Bruce, you may know of Bruce. Bruce is from Perth in Western Australia. And Bruce is the founder of an organisation called the Fathering Project. And the Fathering Project is an organisation, not-for-profit organisation that helps to educate, support and provide resources for dads, for fathers, just like me, just like many people who might be tuning in here, fathers all around Australia, all around the world. But one of the core values of the Fathering Project is we act with integrity in what we do. Now, integrity on its own is a core value that gets thrown around very easily and sloppily and easily. But integrity, in my experience, is something as simple as we do what we say we'll do. We're in alignment with what we say, and what we do is in alignment. It's in integrity. And I reckon Bruce lives that core value of we act with integrity in what we do. But week after week after week, is that he continues to email me and hundreds or thousands of other fathers who are on his list with short, sharp resources that help us to and remind us of our important job that we have as fathers. And as distracting as it can be with work and COVID-19 and relationships and financial challenges and all sorts of things that can be distracting, every week he hits my inbox with a short, sharp reminder of something important for me as a father. And I really admire him because he's likely a very, very busy fellow as well, but it's a really practical concept of a weekly email that really helps me. So Bruce, for living that core value at the Fathering Project, if we act with integrity in everything we do, I really appreciate the work that you do, and I have, and I do thank you. It's really helpful for me. So that's it. That is our good news story for today. The timer has counted down to 0. We are out. That is 3 out of the 3 parts of Time Out Live Daily Huddle for Monday, the 20th of July. If you're here live, thank you so much for being here. If you'd be as brave as to hit like, hit love, share it publicly, share it privately if it's been helpful for you, I'd love to continue to support you and support as many leaders as we possibly can do, or I can do. For the time being, that's it for today. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the Culture is Everything crew. If you've got your priorities, get on with them. I'd love to see you again tomorrow. Let me know how you went. If you've got anywhere you're stuck items, I'll see you and I would love to help you support you through it. For the time being, I'm Tristan White. See you tomorrow.